What's going on, guys? I'm coming at you from my parents' basement at 3 in the morning. It's 3 in the morning because I'm doing the night shift thing, and I'm gonna eventually, on this episode, get out and shoot a sunrise. But first, let me talk to you guys, and I should probably be quiet because I think my parents are probably trying to sleep. And real talk, if you ever plan on being a travel photographer, be prepared to spend some nights sleeping in your parents' basement, either because you're broke, or you just need a place to crash in between locations. I love being home. I love crashing in my parents' basement. Not only because it's nice to be home, it's nice to have my family around, but it's nice to have an address that I can get stuff sent to me. I get emailed almost every single day from brands who want me to review or test some of their gear. But being nomadic 365 days a year means that it's usually really hard for me to get gear. You might remember about 2 months ago, I reviewed the HIDA filter system. I love that HIDA filter system. Jody's using it now and loving it. I'm still using the Lee filter system, and I got some of their new product to test out. In that HIDA filter review video, I kind of said, yo, Lee filters, I've been using you guys for ages. Give a brother some filters. And somebody from Lee Filters actually saw that video and sent me filters. So I have the new filter system. It's called the Lee100. It's supposed to have fixed some of my issues that I have with the old filter system. So I'm excited to test this out. I should mention, full disclosure, Lee is not paying for this video. Lee simply reached out and said, we have this new system. Do you want to test it? And I didn't bother asking for money or anything. So this is not a sponsored video. But full disclosure, they did send this to me for free. I didn't pay for this stuff. Now that that's out of the way, let's open this up. I'm really excited to check it out. But first, I kind of want to talk about the two issues I had with the old system and why it's probably smart to upgrade. One, the setup of this is really simple. A lot of the screws that come on it, I've had come loose, and I've actually lost like 3 or 4 of them over the time and I'm constantly replacing them. The second one is the polarizer is kind of hard to take off because the grip on the filter itself bumps into some of the screws and it can sometimes kind of get locked on there. In fact, this polarizer is basically locked on this. I actually have 2 filter holders, one that's without a polarizer and this one that's stuck on. I don't even bother trying to take it off anymore. But the third and my biggest complaint about the original system is that this thing, this part here, the quick release, it gets caught on clothing and stuff and can just pop off your camera. So I'm gonna put this on, filter's on, you're walking along, it catches on your pant leg and it pops off. And it's happened to me 2 or 3 times where it's popped off and the filter on the inside is shattered, and that sucks. So let's see what they've done with the new system. They've sent me the Lee100 landscape kit. Let's open this up. I haven't opened this yet, so I don't even know what's inside. This is the filter system. The quality's still a little bit plasticky, but it definitely looks better. Doesn't look like there's any screws that could come loose. There's 4 screws here. They're Allen keys, which is great. And yeah, it definitely looks like a better build, but it's still a little bit plasticky. It's also very, very light, which is a good thing. Again, just like the old system, it looks like you just pop this on like this. And like the old system, there's a knob here that allows you to pop that off. And what I'm seeing is that it looks like this twists. And I think, yeah, when you twist that, this no longer pops off. You can't get that off, which is great. So that's not going to pop off anymore. My biggest complaint has been rectified. Yeah, it looks really good on the camera. Never buy gear because it looks good, but that does look good. Let's look at the next issue. The next issue was the polarizer. They've also sent me the Lee100 polarizer. This is their new polarizer. Comes in this cool case. Let's get that out of there. This looks great. So it looks like the polarizer has these really rad grips. You'll be able to twist that easy. And then it looks like this just snaps into here. You just pop that in and then squeeze that in and it's on. Yeah, that's actually really good and very easy to adjust. Another thing that used to happen to a lot of people, or happened to a lot of people with the old system, is they'd be spinning the polarizing ring and the polarizer would just pop off. I've known people have broken polarizers doing that as well. This won't happen because it's locked on this way. So yeah, that looks really, really good, to be honest. And it looks like there's actually a filter in here as well. This is a 2-stop medium grad ND. So that's it. I guess let's get out there and make a picture. So it's totally clear on the edge of the mountains, and then as soon as I got into the mountains, there's just this huge fog right on the Bow River. So my plan was to come here to Canmore to photograph the Three Sisters, but there's massive fog and I don't think it's gonna lift. So I'm kind of scrambling now because I only have 45 minutes until sunrise, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go higher. Because best case scenario, if I go higher, I might be able to get above these clouds and get a photo down. I can't climb anything. There's no mountain I can climb fast enough right now because I only have 45 minutes. But there is a spot up by the Nordic Center that might get views over Canmore that might work with this this fog. So let's drive and see if that works. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is I'm way above the fog. The bad news is the fog's a little bit too low, so you kind of lose the epicness. The good news is there is this epic reflection happening over here of this lake. I think I'm gonna risk it, jump in the Jeep and cruise back down because there's a lake near the Nordic Center that might still have some fog and might be a nice foreground to these peaks if they catch sunrise. And it looks like this morning's gonna be a bit of a fail. I panicked, raced down to this spot that looked epic. It is epic, but there's these hideous power lines right in the frame. Beautiful rock foreground, little hut with some trees in reflection, peaks in the distance, and terrible power lines. I think I'm gonna go to the other side. Fingers crossed that some of this fog lifts in time for sunrise, which is in like 2 minutes. Amazingly, it looks like the light is trying to come out. I've got that 2-stop medium grad filter on top, and it's maybe gonna be black and white, probably a square crop or maybe 4x3. And there's just a little bit of these peaks coming out, some nice reflection in this pond, and then this fog blowing through the middle. I wish there was light, but I think this is kind of toned down and it's probably gonna work anyway. I also have to say, I'm really liking this filter setup. It moves around really easily. It doesn't pop off unless you want it to pop off. You can add the polarizer super quickly. And yeah, as I say that, there's no more mountains. Got my fingers crossed that this fog moves, even just for a little bit, so I can get a photo. Because I do think this will work. It's just a matter of a little bit of patience. So So the fog actually lifted for a while, and actually still lifted. Didn't get great light, but there were some really cool clouds, and I think I did manage to get a couple photos. I'm happy with that, and I'm actually happy with the filter system. The new Lee filter system is great. It addresses all of the problems of the past one. I have no complaints at all about it. It's great, it's perfect. And I will continue using it and continue loving it. And I guess I don't really know what else to say about it. I will say this, I did another video a while back about how to use filters in general and why to use them. And it's kind of like an intro guide to using filters. So I'm gonna link that up here somewhere. So check that out if you want. And as for me, it looks like the fog's rolling back out again. The Three Sisters, which were my initial photo target, are now out in the background there. And yeah, beautiful morning. A little bit of crazy morning and a little bit hectic, but in the end it kind of worked out. And yeah, that's it. That's it for today. I guess I'll see you back on the next Canada episode, which should be coming pretty soon. I'll see you guys there. Peace.